Hi and welcome to A Creative Corner with Pernilla. It's been over 6 months since the last episode, and that's because I have been... first of all, I got sick and had a really bad cough for... I was sick with this cough for over 10 weeks. The first 2 weeks was really bad. I couldn't sleep almost anything. I just coughed all the time. But then I have this cough stuck with me for over 10 weeks, and before I got, before the cough disappeared, I got pregnant and my pregnancy sickness kicked in. So it was a really rough time around New Year when I was like having the cough and also feeling so nauseated due to my pregnancy. So yeah. Here's my little bump. In August we are expected to meet our new family member. So my energy level have been very up and down, mostly down because I get very tired. I'm a bit tired at the moment because I just recorded the podcast episode in Swedish just before this. Just taking a short break and got something to eat before I started recording this episode in English. So yeah, if I'm feeling a bit, if you feel like I'm a bit like what she's talking about, so that due to I'm being a bit tired. But I'm gonna show you some stuff. I don't remember everything I have made since, because the last episode was 6 months ago, so I don't remember everything I made, but I have put together some stuff to show that I know I have made since the last episode. And some of it is also stuff I made in school. So I'm gonna fill up here. I study at a folkhögskola, I guess you would say people high school, where I study art and I paint. And then I also have my business Pernillaskreativa, where I dye yarn and make knitting pattern. And I'm feeling like I have to catch my breath, and that's because, yeah, due to the pregnancy. So no worries, it's just a normal thing for me. But I've not been out running before I started recording this. Just sometimes I have to catch my breath. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna start showing you what I have made since last time. So I can start. I'm just gonna go through my pile of stuff here. So I take that's on the top of the pile. So I have sewn some t-shirts for my kids. And they chose this fabric last summer when we was on vacation. We drove to a place called Skroten in Kina. It's like a big store with a lot of fabrics. And they could choose for themselves what fabric they wanted me to sew something to them in. So our youngest, he chose this one, and our oldest chose this one, this flowery with skeletons. And yeah, I bought this fabric last summer, and now, just like I think it was last week, I finally made t-shirts for them. And they actually have one fabric each more I'm gonna make t-shirts in. But yeah, it's not always going quick when I make something, so it can be like laying for a time, and then when I get the feeling, I will do it. But I mean, it's summertime now, so they will get to use these t-shirts now, as well as they could have been last summer. And since I'm showing the kids stuff I made, I'm gonna show some more stuff I made. And I knitted a sweater for them each as a Christmas present. And I couldn't find the youngest sweater. I have looked for it, I don't know where it is, so I'm gonna show a picture of it after I have showed my oldest. So I made a Minecraft sweater for my 6-year-old in Christmas present, and he was really excited about it. I made a pattern myself, so I made a Minecraft on the front, so it would be easy for him to know which was the front and which was the back. So the back just have these creepers. So he was really happy when he got it, but then when he was about to put it on the first time, he was like, no, it's itchy, no, I don't want to wear it. I was like, all this time figuring out how to make this pattern, counting over and over again to make it like even on each raglan, so it would be, yeah, the best as possible. And then he like, it's too itchy, I don't want to wear it. Okay, that was fun to knit that sweater, and it lay in his drawer for a couple of weeks, and then one day he just picked it up and was like, I'm gonna wear this to school today. And I was like, are you sure you're not gonna think it's too itchy? And he had it all day, didn't complain anything, and since then he wears it quite a lot. Of course now it starts to be get too warm to wear it, but he have worn it a lot, and that made me happy. It made me feel like I didn't knit all this pattern in vain. And I knitted this sweater in Jarbo's mellanraggi. I usually knit just in my own fabric yarn that I dye, but since I knitted these sweaters for the kids, I don't want them to be destroyed in the washing machine, because the kids put their sweaters in the laundry basket themselves, and it's so easy to just like come along into the washing machine. So I made this in yarn that is superwash proved, or what to say, yeah, it's superwash yarn, so we can wash it with all the other things in the washing machine. And I'm going to show you a picture on our youngest sweater, a bit easier to knit that one. And I'm actually going to make a pattern probably this autumn if I have the time. That's the goal at least. So I'm gonna do like a basic pattern for a raglan sweater child size. So I'm not gonna make a patterns for how to knit this specific Minecraft sweater, because due to copyrights and stuff. But I'm gonna show it. Maybe someone gets inspiration to make their own Minecraft sweater. He have got a lot of compliments for this sweater. Many of his classmates are really into Minecraft, and that's funny or enjoyable for me to know that he's proud of wearing his sweater, and he also gets compliment from classmates that they think it's cool. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make a pattern for an easy raglan child size. That would be the first. I have some instruction videos in Swedish for some clothing that are child size, but that would be my first written pattern for something else than adult sized clothes. And I'm thinking I'm gonna do it size approximately 2 years to 12 years or something. But yeah, I'm gonna start working on that when autumn is drawing closer. Soon it's summertime, and that means it's also much garden time, not so much knitting time. And also, since I'm pregnant, I'm probably also gonna want to take it easy and rest. But also, knitting and writing pattern isn't so hard work. It's quite relaxing. I have some more. Well, yeah, I can show. We show it in the order that it's coming to be patterns. Yeah, that we do. So I have 2 balaclavas. It's the same pattern for them, but they are knitted in different yarn. So this one, this more colorful, lighter one, is knitted with a sock yarn and a thin, like tag along yarn. Yeah, some words are hard to remember the translation for. I know the word in Swedish, but yeah, I'm gonna call it tag along yarn. So one sock yarn and one, like, oh, so this is fingering size and this is lace size to make this. And I use the same pattern to make this one that's in a DK yarn. And it's this one. So all these three are my own yarn base. This is my alpaca sock, this is my baby sur silk, and this is my alpino silk. And I wanted to make a pattern where I can vary the yarn combo with the yarns I have. So therefore it become a balaclava with this DK yarn and one with the fingering plus lace yarn. So this is how it looks on. I made the neck extra long so you can fold it up and cover also your shin. And then you have this, yeah, so you can pull it close. But for me it's more like the look to have this. I don't close it with them. Thank you, thank you. So this is the one with the DK yarn, and I'm gonna make pattern for these in the autumn or winter, but I have already made two and I'm quite almost done writing the pattern. So then I'm gonna call for test knitters when autumn draws nearer, because I don't want to have test knitting for like typical winter garment in the summer. And here we have the one with the sock yarn and the lace yarn. And yeah, I'm actually gonna show another balaclava that I already made a pattern. I have one more, two more, no, one more, yeah. Never mind. I'm gonna show you all the stuff I have in the basket. So this one is a balaclava that I have a pattern on Ravelry. I made this around New Year's, and it's knitted in a new yarn base I have. So I have like a surprise club where you get one skein of yarn every month. So I bought this yarn to have in that surprise club, and at first it was like just a temporary yarn, but then I knitted my balaclava and I felt like this yarn is too good to not have in my ordinary yarn base when I dye and sell yarn. So this is Alpaca Air, and it's like a really light yarn. So this skein is 50 grams, and it's, yeah, I used the whole skein for this balaclava. I made a pattern so you could use the whole skein and have nothing left of it. And then I have to use some sock yarn to make these, could you say wires? Yeah, you know what I mean by this. So this one I already have as a pattern, but the difference between this one and these two that are coming for winter this year is that this one is like really light and it's really cozy, but if it's windy outside it blows a bit through, so it gets a bit cold even if you have it on. So I have mostly used it inside this winter when it's cold, so it warms my neck, and sometimes then I put it up and like cover my head when it's a bit chilly inside as well. And it's so cozy. I have worn this so many days during the winter, and it have made me think of, I'm gonna make a pattern like a sweater with a hoodie. Yeah, like a hoodie. But that also gonna be when we draw closer to autumn or winter. I'm gonna start knitting that. And yeah, so that's a plan for an upcoming pattern in this new yarn base that I have started to dye on, because I think it's so cozy. So these one that are not patterned yet are more isolated. It don't blow through them and get cold when it's windy outside. So these are warmer for chilly, like -degrees Celsius weather, and these are more like it's the beginning of autumn and you don't have icy winds, just like a bit like autumny winds. This would be a good balaclava, but I have used it more for like inside purpose during the winter. And yeah, I have been making a lot of this I-cord wires, I guess you could say that. And it's take me like about over an hour to knit these, and these are approximately 110 centimeters. And well, I felt like, oh, it's take too much time. I can't be sitting and knitting this I-cord. It's so boring. So I actually bought like an I-cord machine. So it's this little one. You like take the yarn through a hole here and then attach a weight so it like can pull it down, and then you have to put the yarns around this, and then it looks like go like this, and then woo. So something that took me about over an hour to make, less than 5 minutes with this one. So this was a really good investment, since I know I'm gonna make a lot of I-cord wires. I'm gonna show you the package it's in. So it looks like this. It's prim. I think it's worked good enough. It was just the first time I used it. I don't know what I did wrong, but it's got a little bit, come on, yeah, you see here it's like a bubble here, but then after that it has gone completely fine to just like make the I-cord wires with it. So yeah, it was a money worth investment, so to say. And yeah, what more do I have? I have sweaters. Yeah, we can take, I'm gonna show the one that will be released on the 1st of May. The pattern for this sweater will be released 1st of May. And this is my header. And I'm gonna get closer so you can see like every second thinner row. You can see it's like a jump in the stitches, so it gets a more effectful striped sweater. And I'm in the finish end. Sometimes it's hard to, like, I know the word in Swedish, but how do I say it in English? I'm always almost done with the pattern. I'm just have a little bit left to translate to English, and I'm waiting for the last feedback from the test knitters, and then the pattern will be released on 1st of May. And the name of the sweater will be Hedda. And this one is knitted in my, it's a sport weight yarn. That's its name is Surino, and it's a mix of Suri alpaca and merino. And I also have another sweater that I'm working on right now in this yarn base. And it's this is like a scrap yarn sweater, but I'm in the making of making a like basic raglan pattern. And I just happen to have a lot of scrap yarns in this Surino, so I thought, oh, it's enough to make a whole sweater of it. So I started to make these stripes, but then I realized I didn't have so much left of this like blue color. So I'm gonna keep making these small stripes on the arms, but down here on the body I have started to make bigger stripes. because I have counted that if I make these big stripes, it's gonna be just before, like a brown stripe before the blue, so I don't have to use the blue on the body before I end it with a rib. But it would be enough to use for the small stripes to make the arms. But the pattern won't be a striped sweater pattern, just like a regular raglan pattern, or basic raglan pattern. But I'm also gonna add, just like the raglan sweaters for kids, but I'm gonna add like description of how you can put colors, like stripe it, or like my youngest kids, like that was one color on the top and then a color on the bottom, like 1/3 color up here and 2/3 color down there. Like suggestions for how you can combine different colors in different ways and still use the same basic pattern. So I'm gonna make one colored basic raglan when this one is done. So this is my own test knit, and then I'm gonna make another, and then I'm gonna have test knitters for it and probably release a basic raglan sweater pattern this autumn. That's the idea. So this one I'm working on, but I'm also gonna cast on a new project, because I need to knit one more of my upcoming summer top. Every year I make a pattern that's a summer top for the summer, and this year we have this one with like, oh, now I have to figure out what these are called in English. I have, this I actually have to try to translate. I know it because I have Googled it so many times what it is, but it's just empty in my head. Fluence, I guess. Yeah, you see what it is. So you have this fluence on the arms and also down here. And my thought with this summer pattern is, like, I often have like skirts that is waist high. So I make the pattern waist high because I think it would be nice to have a skirt. And yeah, this one my sister's gonna get, and I'm gonna make a new one for me. And I'm actually gonna, after I recorded this episode, I'm gonna go and ship some yarn to my test knitters. I'm gonna start test knit as soon as possible, because they have to last of May to test knit, and then the plan is that the pattern will be released 1st of June. And I'm gonna knit a second summer top at the same time as my test knitters knits. So yeah, this one my sister's gonna get, and I'm gonna make a new one. Actually, I'm gonna knit one in the same color, but then I'm gonna dye the yarn a different color, like the whole garment I'm gonna dye, because it's a nice color, but I think it's a bit too light, so I want to dye it another color. But yeah, so this one I have to cast on quite soon, and yeah, since this one is gonna be released soon, I feel like the basic raglan sweater, it's okay if I put it aside a bit during summertime and start it again when we get closer to autumn. Yeah, I have a lot of plans what I'm gonna do, and yeah, I will see what I will actually have time to do. One last thing I'm knitting on, and it's something I always try to have, like a small project, so I can bring when these big ones is too big to bring, and it's just basic socks. I'm on the second sock for this pair, just about to start the heel, and this sock is knitted in one old yarn base I had when I started to dye yarn. So this is like a merino sock yarn base, and I don't dye on this anymore, but I have saved some small pieces, like 50 grams skeins. I have in some different colors, and then I have this like big one that's in a very light pastel color. But unfortunately, I don't think you get feeling of this light pastel when I made a sock striped like this. So I have quite a lot left when I'm done with this pair of socks. So I'm gonna make another pair with this, where I don't stripe it. I'm maybe just gonna have like a contrast color on the heel and the toe, and then let the whole sock be with this pastel colored yarn. So that was all the knitting I have had to show you, and now for like finishing up, I'm gonna show you some stuff I have made in school. So I have chosen 4 work I have made in school, because I can't show all I have made because I have almost gone a whole year, so it's too much. So I've chosen 4 things that I felt like I wanted to show you today. So the first one is an acrylic painting on canvas of my oldest dog. Her name is Luna, and she's a Shetland sheepdog. And this painting was the first painting of this year in school, but I felt like, oh, this is the color palette I really like to work with. Like I feel like it's the same color palette almost that I like to dye yarning. Because the other ones I have made before this one, in acrylic specific, feels like very childish in their color, very high contrasted and colorful, and this is like more lower contrast, and yeah. I'm probably gonna show some other paintings with this childish color palette. Further on, I have 4 of my big paintings is hanging on a art exhibition, to say, this weekend during Easter. So yeah, one of them are the first, like a really big canvas acrylic painting I made, and it's like really childish colors in it. But I love it, but I feel more like at home with this color palette that I made for my dog Luna. Then we have a guest teacher, where we have where we painted with aquarelle. So everyone have to paint the same motive, and here is mine. And it's actually aquarelle was the thing I painted most with before I started this painting education. Now it's more acrylic we paint with, but now we're gonna have like the last weeks, we're gonna have like project weeks where we work on our own projects. And one of my projects is to make a couple of paintings with aquarelle and gouache, because I think it's funny to paint with. It's both enjoyable and frustrating, because the water makes the color do as itself want. So it's a challenge. You have to like, okay, this doesn't end up like how I want it to be, but I have to try to work with how the colors want to work. Yeah. Now I start to maybe make no sense. So I'm just gonna keep showing you the 2 last project works I have made. So I have this small one of Näcken, and this one is based on a photo I took when I went on this People High School, Folkhögskolan, 10 years ago, I think. Is it no 2000 and 17 it was, when I studied photo in this People High School. And then I took this photo of a friend. So it's based on that photo that I've taken. Yeah. And this one is painted with acrylic on aquarelle paper. And then the last I'm gonna show you today is this sculpture. We had a whole day when we sculpture of a live model. And this is the result from my sculpture. And I'm a bit afraid of where to put this in the house, because we have both cats and kids, and I do not want it to fall to the ground and break. So I really want to put it out somewhere in the house, but I don't know where to put it and feel like it's safe to put it. But I'm really pleased with it. So yeah, oh, I feel so drained out now. And I have a lot of work to do for the rest of the day. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up, and I hope I will be able to record at least one more episode before our new family member arrives. Hopefully I will have some time in start of summer when school ends. I have a few weeks where I'm gonna work with my business before the kids go to summer holiday. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that I popped in for a bit, and yeah, I see you next time. Bye!